London, 1963. While the rest of the world was falling for the Beatles, Bruce Reynolds was falling for a different kind of hit. Reynolds wasn't a thug. He was a Napoleon in a tailored suit. He drove an Aston Martin, smoked fine cigars, and viewed crime as high art. He had just pulled off a 62,000 pounds heist at Heathrow, but for Bruce, that was just a sketch. He wanted his masterpiece. He wanted his Sistine Chapel. The target? The Royal Mail Up Special, a moving fortress of cash traveling from Glasgow to London. And on August 8, 1963, Bruce Reynolds decided he was going to stop the world to get it. A heist of this scale isn't built on luck. It's built on lore. Reynolds had a secret weapon, the Ulsterman, a mysterious postal insider who whispered the schedule of the high-value carriages. 3 a.m. Driver Jack Mills sees the red light and pulls the massive locomotive to a halt. His fireman, David Whitby, climbs down to the trackside phone to call the signalman. The lines were dead. Before Whitby could breathe, a masked figure stepped out of the darkness. "Don't make a sound," he whispered. The gang swarmed the cab. They bludgeoned Mills with a brutal moment that would haunt the gang for decades. They uncoupled the front two carriages containing the money and forced the dazed Mills to drive the engine another half-mile to Bradego Bridge. At the bridge, the chaos was surgical. The postal workers inside the high-value coach were unarmed. They watched in horror as axes smashed through the door. A human chain was formed. 120 sacks of cash weighing nearly 3 tons were tossed down the embankment into waiting Land Rovers. Reynolds checked his watch. 30 minutes. That was the window. Any longer, and the silent alarm of the cut wires would bring the law. They vanished into the night, heading for their secret bunker, Leather Slade Farm. The gang holed up at the farm, 27 miles from the crime. They were so confident, they did something that would become legendary in criminal lore. They played Monopoly using the real stolen cash. But Bruce's masterpiece had one fatal flaw. He hired a man to clean the farm after they left. The man took the money and fled without ever touching a mop. When the police arrived, they didn't just find empty mailbags. They found a sauce bottle and a Monopoly board covered in the fingerprints of the most wanted men in Britain. The Napoleon had left his signature on the crime scene. Most of the gang were caught within months. But Bruce Reynolds? He was a ghost. He fled to Mexico, then Canada, living a life of luxury on his 150,000 pound share. But money evaporates when you're a fugitive. By 1968, Bruce was broke and back in England. He was arrested in Torquay, finally facing the 25-year sentence for the crime that made him a legend. The Great Train Robbery wasn't just a heist. It was a shift in the world. It showed that even the most perfect Sistine Chapel can be brought down by a single unwashed ketchup bottle. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more stories like this.